Alright, hello, it's Mystic Juicer back with some more Yomi action, this time commentating some forum quick match. So first to three matches between Caralad and Ivan, and they are both going random game one, so we'll see what happens, I guess. Both very strong players. Ivan, a newer player, but has definitely shown he can go hard. Ooh, okay, all right, interesting. We get a matchup we very rarely see. Jaina versus Lum. Wow, what do you even say about this match? Okay, so Lum dominates the neutral with his jack, but then Jaina has the next fastest moves at 2.4. Like, I'm discounting reversals. Queens don't count. King is 3.0, so that doesn't work. I like the strategy that Caralad seems to be employing, which is just block forever. Your opponent is Lum. He's got no good throws, so you can just sit back and block, unless it is the kind of player that is willing to, 9 throw you or 8 throw you at the start of the match. So until your opponent proves to you that that is the kind of person that they are, just sit back, block, get 13 cards in hand, get a bunch of aces, get a bunch of tools you need to get your game plan going. Okay, nice. I like the king bait from Ivan, assuming it was a bait. Can't be entirely sure. Caralad poking out with a queen just to see if there is a jack incoming or another king coming or even a queen coming. Conceivably, Ivan could have played the king in order to bait something and then played the queen. If king-queen is your only... if king-queen are the only face cards in your hand at the beginning of the game and you want to play kind of a poking style against Jaina, then maybe you play the king first when they're already kind of expecting jack. And when they see the king, they're like, oh, okay, well, he doesn't have jack, so it's safe for me to play my, kings of my own. Okay, Caralad goes in with jack of his own, gets 7 damage. Does feed Lum cards, though. So would it have been better just to try to go for the 8 throw there? Because we know he's got the 8 because he brought it back to his hand after pumping the queen with it. Does indicate he doesn't have any 10s in hand because he would obviously have played the queen, pumped with 10, and allowed that to go to discard. Okay, there we go. Caralad expecting Ivan to be satisfied just to sit back and block the jack, taking, chip damage, fair, 7 damage apiece. But he can't continuously play jack because he is going to get hit by Lum's jack. Eventually, he will eventually find one. He could also get outsped by Lum king, which would also be a problem. Okay, nice. I like playing the reversals as he gets them. Just as spacing tools, steal some 13 damage. Is he going to buy the jack back? Yeah, okay. Still holding cards in hand to soften the risk of Lum 7, possibly. Jaina does run on her aces. Her aces would allow her to pressure the neutral, since they do tie with queens. Oh wait, no, queens are 0.4? Yeah, queens are 0.4, never mind. So double ace beats queen, but you're probably not going to be hard revealing double ace in neutral against a character that blocks as much as Lum does. So you probably want, an ace in hand so that your throws become a little bit more effective. You don't want too many aces in hand, though, because again, Lum's 7s are going to be that much more effective at bringing you down to life totals. Okay, block. Caralad stepping off the gas. Jainas that block are definitely the most dangerous types of Jainas. I wonder if we will see Ivan do a bit of chasing. I'm trying to think if he has shown a tendency to do that so far in this game. He did with the immediate 6th throw to follow up the previous jack reveal, slow jack reveal from Caralad. Because you would reveal slow jack and then you'd say, oh, okay, they're going to play something that beats slow jack, so I'm going to dodge, right, or I'm going to block. And the 6th throw makes a lot of sense in that context. Okay, Caralad gets a single ace in hand. See how he uses this. No 7s yet from Ivan. Yeah, conserves them. So Ivan thinking, okay, well, you've got 1 ace. That's fine, you can have 1 ace. I'll wait until you have a few more in hand. Or until you are low hand and then have a higher, whatever increases my rate of being able to. Oh my god. Yeah, I really hope Ivan has a joker here. I mean, 7 attack is a very I have a joker play. Okay. Does not manage to fish any aces out of Caralad's hand, unfortunately for him. Buys back the jack and the 6. Not sure I really understand that over buying back the dodges. I mean, ace-ace does give you the dominant speed attack in the matchup at 0.2 speed from Jaina. But Lum is, has very good dodges. And in his ace dodge, he has very good dodges. Just dodge into, quad ace super, which not a lot of people do, but it's very good. Okay, yeah, Caralad immediately gets those aces out of his hand to reduce the power of 7s. I imagine he has at least 1 more ace in hand. Oh, okay. Well, he might after this. He has indicated that he has a 6. But this mix-up is, I mean, it's typically an attack with a dodge side on it or just a normal throw. You really don't need the 6s. I would say that goes for every matchup. Maybe the Grapplers matchup, you want that a little bit more. Okay, Caralad plays the conservative side. Ivan hedging against the conservative side. Okay. Triple jack power up. This is where 7s get very dangerous. So I think Ivan probably has a 50-50 shot of hitting aces if he's got any 7s. Does not play any though. Wow. Yeah, he spent 1 in neutral, protected by a gold burst. Okay. 6th throw. Caralad perhaps looking to dodge out some, or block out some dodges. Either ace dodges or normal dodges. Ivan just goes ahead and plays the risky option there, punishing the safe play. Punishing Yomi layer 2, essentially. It's like, oh, you have aces, therefore, they're the dominant speed, therefore the Yomi level 1 play is just play your aces. Or I guess Yomi level 0 is just play your aces. So Ivan punishing Yomi level 2, which is, I'm definitely not going to play the aces, I'm going to use them as a threat. Okay, and Ivan pumping this. Now, if he had not pumped that, it would have left Caralad at 36 hit points, which would have been just shy of Burning Desperation range. Now he has the ability to play aces over and over again, if he wants. A lot of normal dodges in the discard here. Ooh. Ivan finally respecting, going like, okay, I've thrown you twice, so you're definitely going to go to Yomi level 1 and punish my throws with an attack. Okay, did have the second joker. Very even life totals. Both jokers now gone for Ivan. No jokers yet spent for Caralad, but he is, I mean, well, they are fairly even in terms of how far into their deck, their respective decks they are. Ivan has a very cruel mix-up here of either dodging to beat aces or just beating out throws, I guess. Or just dodging into, like, so he can super dodge. He can play blackjack, or he can dodge into Great Pandemonium. He has spent a fair amount of his dodges, his normal dodges, but no reason, you know, not sufficient that I would say, oh, he definitely doesn't have normal dodges in hand. Ooh. Giving Caralad the opportunity to just kill him there. But definitely looking to beat, still looking to beat Yomi Layer 2. Oh, I'm curious about that buyback. Oh no, sorry, he's already spent his aces. Never mind, never mind. I was like, he has, what, 4 aces in hand, doesn't he? Why would he just not play the aces? Leave the queen and then buy the aces back. But no, that is a fair point. Queen is also a single card that is at 0.2 speed rather than having to reveal 2 aces to do so. Okay, poker flourish here. Could be a big one. 14, that's probably going to be it. Yep. Leaving Caralad at 12, not a significantly different life total. We now know, though, that Ivan has 1 more ace in hand. So will Ivan finally play the layer 0 play of just ace dodging? Caralad has indicated that he's willing to throw. There's the ace dodge, and there is the throw, and that is going to be GG on game 1. Nicely done by Caralad. Throws into queen. And now we'll see where Ivan switches to. Is Ivan going to switch to a counterpick of some kind? And who will that be versus Jaina? Could go to Geiger. Geiger, Jaina being one of the, historically one of the most lopsided matchups in the game. Okay, switches to Setsuki. This can be a risk. Jaina is extremely good at punishing throws. That is probably her single greatest strength as a character. Whereas, you know, if you think about a typical grappler versus, I mean, the grapplers just illustrate the concept very well. If you think of a typical grappler versus like Footsie's character, like a character like Grave, grapplers are going to they're going to use their hit points to absorb, like to pull valuable cards out of your hand, out of your opponent's hand. Nice dodge by Ivan. So, you know, like, okay, you punish me with big damage, you know, so long as it's not a straight that gives you aces, and so long as it's not a super, which is incredibly damage efficient, the exchange is probably fairly even, right? I'm fairly happy as a grappler to take that kind of trade. Like, I know that part of the grappler playstyle is to throw and be hit and lose combat by throwing. Because it allows you to pressure your opponent into spending cards, which can often be a mistake for them. Jaina, on the other hand, is one of the few characters who can just keep attacking you. Like, you just keep attacking over and over and over again, and there's just simply nothing you can do to pull cards out of her hand until she decides, like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just toss this this card away. I don't need it anymore. And at that point, it's because it's a decision in her court. It's probably a decision that widely favors her anyway, so at that point you're probably close to losing the game. So it can be very, very scary to throw Jaina. Caralad opened with a throw punish just to see if Ivan was going to be throw happy. Plays the queen just to control neutral ground. So aces and singleton queens we're probably going to see a fair amount in the early stages of this game, because they will lose only to dodges, and early game dodges where Setsuki doesn't have to beat the fox up, that doesn't really matter. You're not taking a huge combat loss on that. You're probably fairly happy to take that kind of exchange. And the only other thing it loses to is Queen Starter, but everything loses to Queen Starter. So, you know, if you're going to push a button, why not push a button that hedges out literally everything else? So a little bit of a life lead here. Ivan is stuck in a rough hand, it seems. Having a bit of trouble getting down to... Hold on, didn't he have an opportunity last turn to get out? No, I guess not. No, never mind. Never mind. I thought he revealed the king when he was on 3 cards, and therefore could have discarded down. Yeah, no, I think that it was correct. So I think Ivan had an opportunity to face down, and maybe didn't take it, or he's got 2 jokers in hand, which could be very awkward. But then I don't see why you wouldn't spend it. I don't know. Who knows? All right, let's see what was in his hand. Let's see what happened there. Yeah, no face down from Caralad. Fairly low hand size from the Setsuki player. So, you know, I'll take this combat loss. I'm not going to take all that much damage anyway. This should be fine. Buys the king back. Very even life totals right now. And we have our first Setsuki advantage time. So 6 cards in hand, 2 kings in the discard. Can really only dump off of queen, I think, or secret other king. Ooh, the 7th throw. Ivan unwilling or unable to play 7th throw of his own. Big throw damage, jokered. Okay. Okay, Caralad gets single ace. Single ace. Very handy. Powers up for an ace. Interesting. And with dodges. Still 6 cards in hand. So if I'm Caralad, I'm probably just playing single ace and hoping Ivan doesn't have another queen. Because only really dodge into a bunch of aces is going to punish here. So maybe you block instead. Okay, yeah, there's the block. Okay, gets rid of another queen. 6 cards in hand remain. Ooh. Gets opened up with a jack. Will Ivan be able to dump off of this? He does have an ace in hand, so yeah, there's the face down from Caralad. Ivan would probably follow through anyway. Yep, there we go. And it is not real. Taking Caralad to 17 hit points off of that big damage combo. Caralad too worried about blocking and getting tossed. Advantage time, Ivan once more. Okay, there we go. We got a dodge. Successful combat win. Very nice. 3rd queen from Ivan. Tosses him on his back with a 10 throw. Thinking those dodges hurt a little bit if he can ever get into a position to chip him out. I believe there is a single known ace in Caralad's hand. If I am Ivan, I will probably look to beat a cross-up normal. If I am expecting him to continue to play level 2 Yomi. Ooh, okay. Caralad going to punish. So you're like, okay, I've caught on to what you're doing in game number 1. Buys the ace back, putting himself at 13 hit points. Potentially dangerous. Okay, there we go. Power up for aces again. Tense moments. Ivan may have, he could have lethal off of ace-ace in neutral or dodge into ace-ace. Obviously, ace in neutral, like raw reveal ace, is a little riskier because single ace from Caralad just beats it clean. Oh, the 10 throw. Gets the additional damage. That's a 9 damage throw from Jaina. This could be thrown into lethal. Has Ivan... Yeah, Ivan's jokered once, so he's going to face down. Or oh no, no face down at all. This might just be GG. Does Caralad have a 6 into AA? 4 into A. No. Wow. All right, single A confirmed for Caralad in hand. Ivan piling up for a second ace. So 2 aces, 2 mystery cards. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 dodges left in the deck. So what are your odds of... Ooh, okay. Interesting. I'm actually a little surprised that Caralad didn't keep the 7s to use unstable power. Just to put into 50-50. Like maybe that was a mistake. Depends a little bit on his hand composition. Could not have any dodges, but again, I don't think you can expect Ivan to know that. He hasn't played a tremendous amount of normals. There's the dodge. Does he have a joker to make this safe? Yeah, if he has the joker, that makes a lot of sense. It covers queen. It makes dodging lethal. Yeah, there's the lethal attempt. Jokered away. And how much chip is on those aces? If he has AA and Ivan doesn't have a queen, this next turn is GG. And I do think, yeah, he powered up for 2? No, powered up for a single ace. That was it. All right. Didn't have the second ace to... I guess, no, sorry. Single ace covers it exactly anyway. Ivan could have blocked to take chip down to 1 and then potentially mounted some kind of offense, but very hard to do. If he had another power-up, in his hand, then you just extend that, you know, continuous checkmate pressure. All right, is Ivan going to switch to another character, or is he going to work it out with Setsuki? Okay, switches to Midori. It's always, yeah, man, it's tough. It is really tough switching into I feel like switching into a grappler matchup against an opponent you haven't played a couple of games before, like, can be very, very risky. Oh, Caralad just trying to get some blocks out. Hoping that Jaina's just scariness, her throw punish game in general would be enough to keep Ivan off of him. That is not the case. Could indicate a weaker hand. Could just indicate that Caralad is willing to play this slow. Ivan is now locked into Midori for the rest of this set, however long it lasts. Okay, there we go. Starter Jack. Notably does get just barely beaten by Midori 4. But good God, that's risky. If you play Midori 4 and you got undercut with Jacks or a normal attack, that can be very, very bad for you. Ooh, Dragon Jack coming out to play. Is he going to spin this? Probably a mistake if he does. Okay. He's going to go low hand here because just spinning it around to deal 9 is not a great use of the jack. 6, 7. Okay, 22 points of damage. Ivan on 5 cards. Hoping to rush Jaina down before she gets a particularly scary hand going. Ooh. A dodge from Caralad in neutral. So he might just not have any blocks. Like he might just not have any blocks in hand. And he was willing to dodge there just in case Ivan turtled up. Okay. Still think I would expect Caralad to be blocking a lot more. If he had any. So, possible. I'll have to ask him after the end of the match, see how it goes. Yeah, generally the way this goes when I play this matchup from the grappler side is try to just desperately block up until you can have access to your super throw so that you can burst Jaina down as rapidly as possible. Hopefully she walks into a couple of your reversals or spacing tools. In the meantime, you play some 2.4 speed or faster attacks at her in neutral, and hope that your super throw can finish her off before she gets access to jokers. Okay, Ivan goes into dragon form. He's got a single known ace in hand. See how Caralad reacts to this. He is within lethal range of Final Dragon Buster. There's the dodge. Are we going to see a face down? Yes. Is Ivan going to respect it? Is the question. Throws with the other 9. Interesting. Okay, I mean, Midori is one of those characters where it's not entirely unfair. Indicates that he has no kings, because why wouldn't you just play the king there? Wow, that is not the reaction I was expecting from Ivan. Really surprised we didn't see a block there, because you can just block, pick up the 9 again, and then you're in ship shape, right? You've got dodge pressure. You can hopefully keep your opponent, scared enough that they're doing some blocking of their own. They don't want to walk into an obvious dodge if they have Joker in hand. Caralad just doing scared stuff, and Ivan not maybe realizing just how scared Caralad is. Ooh. Caralad finally finds a block. Just in time. Takes 2 chip damage and goes, oh, thank God. No more aces in hand. Oh, God. The throw punish. Yeah, 19 points of damage. It's like, oh, okay, it's just 19 points of damage. Why the big deal? Well, okay, well, all of that is coming back and you got to deal with it next turn. So I was like, yeah, she took 6 to deal 19, but still taking just 6 to deal 19. She is low on health, but Midori is on low cards, so his burst is severely reduced. We could see, the only thing that Caralad needs to be worried about right now is literally queen into, glimpse of the dragon queen into double pump jack. I don't know about using the 7 here. Just a little unsure. Goes for Dragon Queen. Okay, I was trying to bait Dragon Queen from Ivan. Spins the queen. Sure. Autocorrect uppercut. Seems fair. Okay, deals 13, is going to get 2 aces here. Probably leaves the queen behind, or maybe takes the queen back. Takes the king back. All right. Not sure why. Notably, single ace does lose to Dragon Queen from Midori. So we're still in a world where if Ivan hits with that and has 2 jacks in hand and Caralad doesn't have the joker in hand, the game's over. Good blocks from Ivan. Caralad having switched entirely to, oh, okay, you're trying to beat me by beating Yomi level 2 stuff? Well, I'll just do Yomi level 1 stuff. And hope it works. Okay. Again, Queen Jack Jack is lethal unless Caralad has and chooses to reveal another queen, of which he has only 1, or 2 aces. So this is still a little dicey. Oh god, is it happening? This is really happening right now. Face down, does he have the joker? Is Ivan going to respect it, or is he just going to go full hog? Okay, didn't have Jack Jack, but Caralad did not have or chose not to play the joker. Very close games now. Blocks are very strong for Ivan. If Caralad doesn't have lethal off of throw, he doesn't die here. And if he successfully blocks, he gets to take a very scary Dragon Queen back, which probably checkmates Caralad's hand. Ooh, we get the dodge, and that should be it, unless we've got Joker. I mean, you follow through every time here. All right, and he takes a game on the board. Very close stuff. Ivan getting opened up with some big stuff in the end there, making that very, very close. Okay, Caralad immediately switches to De Grey. We get to see De Grey versus Midori. So 7's very useful in this matchup for De Grey for beating either dodge into Final Dragon Buster or raw Final Dragon Buster. So very important to hold on to those 7's until Dragon Form shows up. It does also force, just by the nature of that interaction, Midori to conserve jacks, at least a jack, at least a queen, for Dragon Form, so that he has a way to poke out of Dragon Form. And then, of course, De Grey has a very useful tool for beating that poke instinct by just ace dodging. So if Midori gets Dragon Form, has a bunch of aces in hand, it becomes a very, very tense combat situation. And I think generally De Grey gets the better half of it. Ooh, just throw into double ace, why don't you? 4 additional damage for a mighty 32. Puts himself on 4 cards. So this is the way that, you know, a grappler can beat De Grey, which is put him on 5 cards, try not to get exploderated by massive moral high ground damage, and just use, you know, just very delicately try to step around him and oppress that low card hand. Okay, immediate queen. Are we going to see flip around? Flip into 22. Okay, Ivan decides that is a good use of his resources. We'll even up the life total a little bit. We'll also reduce the moral high ground damage. Okay, flips into 21. So no 8s in hand. So no 8s in hand, or very few even blocks in hand. He might be deciding like, oh, okay, if I ever got knocked down, I want at least to have the option of playing this. Okay, big jack, 9 damage. Not the worst thing in the world. Definitely a combat loss you are happy to take. Caralad maybe doesn't have any 2s or 3s in hand. I think you would probably choose to reveal them rather than the jack. Ooh, might have a queen though. That is a pretty hard indication that he's got some damage in hand. Okay, immediate dragon form from Ivan. Let's see what stage of the interaction we're going to get. So Ivan just going to try to block up here. Yes. Okay, Ivan going, all right, you don't have 7s in hand, or if you do, you're not willing to play them right now. Which is fair, I think, a fair read to make. Low card de Grey, if he's got a queen and an ace, as we suspect he does, probably doesn't have a tremendous amount to throw into, so you're probably going to want to hold on to the 7s to the point where you actually have some damage in hand. Okay, there we see Dragon Queen come out, big damage, blows up this 5 attack. I have not seen any neutral king reveals from Ivan at all this set. I mean, neutral king reveal is pretty scary to do versus Jaina. It's also pretty scary to do against a de Grey that is posturing like he has a queen in hand. So, I can understand it. Posturing for Final Dragon Buster here. There's the king. Blows up this king. 10 damage. No more moral high ground. Midori now stuck on a very low hand size, though. So the nature of dragon form kind of makes it so that if Midori doesn't have an attack or a throw, de Grey becomes very, very scary in different ways, right? So if he doesn't have an attack, then de Grey's 7 throws are just automatically throw you out of dragon form. There's just nothing you can do about that. And if you don't have a throw, then he can just ace dodge forever and mix in some throws in there to try to get you out as quickly as possible. So scary situations for low hand Midori. And then of course if you go high hand Midori, then you have to contend with the fact that moral high ground is just making all of your opponent's combat options that much more efficient. Nice block. What is he going to get back? What are his options? Probably get a queen? Yeah. The queen makes sense over the king if he is low on attacks in hand. If he wants to pressure Caralad to ace dodge more often. So all of that is helped by getting a queen. If he picks up a king, it maybe ups Caralad's thought that like, oh, okay, well maybe you just don't have any jacks or queens already in hand, so I can just go ahead and throw you out of your dragon form. That did end up happening. Ivan saying, okay, well I've got essentially the dominant speed attack. I don't maybe really have a hand that can finish you off, so I'm going to sit back and see if you're willing to attack into me a little bit more. Okay, gets another dragon form. I would say that Ivan probably only has 2 aces in hand. Wow, Caralad just goes in for the 9 throw, saying, oh, okay, well, I mean, you didn't have much last time, so why don't I just, you know, if you didn't have anything last time and you went for block, then maybe you'll go for block again. No throwing. I mean, if we're right, then dodging here is perfectly safe for Caralad. Because Ivan does not have enough fuel to kill. Even if he has 3 aces, it's not enough to kill with Troublesome Rhetoric in play. But I think this is probably a gambit to throw for Caralad. And he's disguising it as, oh, wow, okay. It's not going to be game if this lands. And I think you just let this go, probably, as Ivan. Depending on what's in your hand, what other options you have. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so he's only got 2 aces. One of the cards into Gray's hand is an ace. We suspect maybe one of them is a queen. And then he's got two other cards in hand. Probably 2 aces for Ivan, based on the way he's been playing. Probably no more dragon moves. Maybe another king. Oh, boy. That is likely to be it. Yeah, do we have a joker? We do not, and that is the set. Just barely. Nicely done, Caralad. Well played, Ivan. Good set to watch. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and until next time, enjoy yourselves some Yomi. Cheers.